Hello and welcome to Spectrum News. I am Rachel David White, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State. Let's take a look at the headlines. NLC issues nationwide strike notice over fuel price hike. Resident doctors embark on indefinite strike. Plus, Russia-North Korea defense ministries to strengthen ties after Pyongyang talks. We'll bring you details of the stories and more in a moment. First in the news this afternoon is the reports that the head of civil service of the Federation, Folashade Emiasong, has said that a total of 1,618 civil servants with fake employment letters were uncovered by the government. She also noted that the government was working towards an upward review of the duty tour allowances of civil servants. Speaking with journalists in Abuja ahead of the 2023 Civil Servants Week, she added that a committee was working towards salary harmonization in the civil service. From the Green Chambers, the House of Representatives has directed the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NERC) to prevail on distribution companies to stop the estimated billing of electricity consumers across the country. The House also urged NERC to sanction the discos for their poor supply of power to consumers and devise means of working out compensation packages for individuals, communities, private and public entities for the investment in the distribution network. The House further charged its Committee on Power, when constituted, to interfere with NERC and discos to address all issues making effective distribution of power difficult in the country. This followed the adoption of a motion by Afupe Morov, a member representing Abeokuta's South Federal Constituency of Ogun State, calling on the regulator to address challenges faced by electricity consumers. Management of Integrated Payroll and Personnel Information System (PPIS) in the country from 2015 to date has summoned the Chairman Federal Character Commission (FCC), Mohida Dankaka, and 37 commissioners across the state to appear before the committee today at the National Assembly. The ad hoc committee chairman Yusuf Adamu noted that Dankaka and the 37 commissioners are to appear before the committee with necessary documents and records to aid the ad hoc committee in its investigation. The committee, however, assured that its mandate is to see Armayao Abubakar, Commissioner for Taraba State, had earlier tendered a letter sent to the committee stating that the chairman, Mohida Dankaka, was absent yesterday due to a doctor's appointment.
So that the chairman of the committee of the commission, Dr. Mrs. Mohida Dankaka, will appear in person. 37. Right? Okay. 36 commissioners, because one of the commissioners is already a member of the House of Representatives. And Obenyi is also on medical leave. So and there are some commissioners also that have already gone for assignment in other states of the Federation. So that is why.
Come tomorrow by 11. But if you want us to exaggerate the issues, to escalate it, to explain it, to allow Nigerians listen, to put it in two perspectives, for the world to know you are a liar, we can do that. We can do that. Your colleagues are saying 12 o'clock, so she had the right to go and see her doctor, come back to the office and continue working, but she doesn't have the energy to appear before this committee and make representation. Why did she take government appointment? So two things. She will come here or she compromise the office. We need her and her commissioners tomorrow by 11 o'clock.
Federal Character Commission, Dankaka, as I speak then, she was in the office. And she's very okay, and this letter the claim they gave to them were given to them. All of them were in our office this morning before they all came here. And I want to stress that Dan Kaka, the chairman of Federal Character Commission, these are our usual excuse for various committees that have invited her. I should be on record. If she wants to collect 10% of employment from MDAs, he sees that the chief executive must come one-on-one with her. Why is she not here? I want to plead with this honorable house that Dan Kaka should come and face this committee to tell her still working for the 3 years in Federal Character Commission.
Away from that, the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) has issued a nationwide strike notice to seek the reversal of fuel pump price hike and other policies by President Bola Tinubu's government. The NLC spokesperson, Ben Opa, confirmed this to newsmen today. According to him, the nationwide strike would commence on August 2nd. In a related development, the National Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, has declared a total and indefinite strike action. The association revealed this in a terse statement made available to newsmen. The resident doctors listed their demands to include the immediate payment of the 2023 Medical Residency Training Fund, MRTF, the immediate release of the circular on 1-for-1 replacement, and the payment of skipping arrears. The list also noted that upward review of CONMES in line with full salary restoration to the 2014 value of CONMES, the payment of the arrears of consequential adjustment of minimum to the omitted doctors, and the reversal of the downgrading of the membership certificate by the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, MDCN. State Services DSS and the Nigerian Correctional Service NCOS at a Lagos High Court over who to take custody of the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele. The president of NBA, Yakubu Michael, senior advocate of Nigeria, disclosed this in a statement to newsmen. Michael said the incident is evidence to lack of discipline, professionalism and coordination among Nigerian service agencies. He called on the DSS and the NCOS to immediately sanction the officers involved in the chaos, adding that Nigeria's security institutions need a complete overhaul to ensure professionalism and synergy. In another development, the Acting Inspector General of Police, Kayode Betokun, has unveiled a smart policing initiative to enhance swift and efficient response of police personnel during emergencies. Betokun, who unveiled the police VGS Quick Emergency Reporting and Response System, QERRS, in Abuja, said it would revolutionize police response to emergencies. According to him, the police VGS QERRS application has been modeled to ensure prompt response and referral during accidents, natural disasters, medical emergencies, criminal incident, and intelligence sharing. The IG added that the initiative would make a huge impact in saving lives, combating crimes, and of course securing communities. And back here, the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly yesterday screened and confirmed the 24 commissioners and special advisor nominees sent to it by Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Omoina, and by implication giving its go-ahead for the selected individuals to be assigned portfolios by the governor and ushered into the State Executive Council of the new administration. Their confirmation followed the motion moved by the Deputy Leader of the House, Otto Bombop, representing Nsukka State Constituency, and duly seconded for the adoption of the report of the House Committee on Judiciary, Justice, Human Rights and Public Petitions after their individual screening on the floor of the House. During their screening, all nominees on the list took turns to reel out their resume and furnish the House with what is expected of them if given the opportunity to serve. Also, individual representatives of their respective constituencies vouched for the nominees' pedigree and quality for service delivery. After the individual screening of the commissioners and special advisor designates, with a motion again moved by the Deputy Leader of the House, Otto Bombop, for their confirmation, the Speaker of the House, Udemotong, in his decree, urged the Clerk of the House to convey the resolution of the House to the Governor. Consequently, sitting was adjourned to Tuesday, 1st August 2023. And now to Africa, where Malian Prime Minister Choguel Maiga has denounced U.S. sanctions on the Defense Minister, Air Force Chief of Staff and his deputy as a distraction and pledged his total support to the junta officials. Maiga noted that the sanctions against the country's valiant officers, Defense Minister Sadio Kamara, General Alao Dara and Adama Bagayoko, have been facilitating the expansion of Russia's Wagner Group in Mali. And still in Africa, Kenya's President William Ruto says he is ready to meet opposition leader Raila Odinga amid the recent cost of living protests. Reports say this comes after Odinga held a media briefing claiming that Ruto had snubbed an offer by the Tanzanian president to mediate between the government and the opposition. According to a report, Odinga has been leading protesters to push the government to lower taxes and ease other price hikes. On the foreign scene, Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu has expressed his intention to consistently develop bilateral ties and strengthen the cooperation between Russia and North Korea. During talks with his North Korean counterpart in Pyongyang, reports say the defense minister is leading a Russian delegation visiting North Korea for a 70th anniversary of the end of the Korean War. Shoigu emphasized the rich history of cooperation between Russia and North Korea and noted that the interaction between the two countries was strengthened in the post-war period. And still on the foreign scene, the United States has announced a new $400 million military assistance package for Ukraine, featuring ammunition and artillery and air defense system. The announcement comes as Ukrainian troops press ahead with a slow-moving counter-offensive against invading Russian forces. The package includes munitions for both Patriots and NASAMS air defense systems, as well as Stinger missiles, 155 mm and 105 mm artillery rounds, 32 Stryker armored personnel carriers, and more than 28 million rounds of small arms ammunition and grenades. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken says the assistance is aimed at strengthening Ukraine's brave forces on the battlefield and helping them retake Ukraine's sovereign territory. Well, still to come in the news. Spain beats Zambia 5-0 to join Japan in World Cup last 16. Do stay with us.
Business exists only to meet the needs of the people, but there's an extra advantage if your product and services are pitched on a platform that gives you the added advantage over your competitors. For your desired return on investment and so much more, advertise on Spectrum Television, on StarTime's DTH Channel 421 and on free-to-air with a frequency of 12733. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
Welcome back and many thanks for staying with us. Over now to our business news. On our business news, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has reaffirmed its commitments to gradually phase out the old 200-500 methods announcement during the Monetary Policy Committee meeting held at the CBN headquarters in Abuja. Recall that in October 2022, the former CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, unveiled plans to redesign the 200, 500 and 1,000 naira bills. As part of the initiative, he called on Nigerians to deposit their old notes before January 31, 2023, as they would cease to be legal tender after the date. Still in business, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) has projected that Nigeria's economic growth will decline in 2023 and 2024 due to security issues in the oil sector and in 2024. The IMF discloses in its latest World Economic Outlook update near-term resilience, persistence challenges, July 2023 report. According to the report, Nigeria's growth is below projections for the sub-Saharan African region, which is expected to grow by 3.5% in 2023 and 4.1% in 2024. It stated that while its forecast for 2023 was modestly higher than predicted in its April 2023 predictions, it remained weak by historical standards. In health, the hazardous conditions across the country, the federal government lamented that 39% of Nigerian children are engaged in the worst form of child labor and are used quarrying granite, artisanal mining, commercial sexual exploitation, armed conflict, and sometimes become victims of human trafficking. The Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, in a statement by its Director of Press and Public Relations, Olajide Oshundun, said the figures reflected the degree of urgency required by the various actors working to stop child. Some of the challenges in ending child labor in Nigeria to include poverty, culture, religion, poor educational system, inadequate social protection systems, wrong perception and ignorance. And still in health, mental health experts have asked Nigerians not to indulge in the use of drugs and substances to cope with the current dire economic situation in the country. They said what Nigerians need to do is to develop coping strategies at the Facility of Psychology, Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Yaba, Lagos. Dr. Olubenga Oye, in an address centered on the need for Nigerians to have renewed hope, said a lot of mental health conditions are occurring in recent days, stressing that clinical psychologists have a role to play in raising awareness on how Nigerians can cope with the situation currently. And sport, Jennifer Hermoso and Alba Redondo both scored, propelled Japan into knockout phase. The fit again, Alexia Putellas was handed a start by Spain coach George Vilder, and she reportedly played a part in early goals by Teresa Albilera and Hermoso at Eden Park. Meanwhile, substitute Redondo scored twice in the second half, leading Spain to their remarkable victory. And still in sport, Nigerian forward Tony Panye says the Super Falcons can qualify for the second round at the 2023 with Canada and are joint second in Group B. Australia are first in Group B with 3 points after match day 1. Ireland are ranked 4th with 0 points. The Super Falcons will face Australia next on July 27 at Lang Park, Brisbane, as they seek to reach the knockout stage. On our entertainment news, Afrobeat sensation Kiss Daniel is set to take his fans on a thrilling journey with his upcoming album, Maverick. Infectious hooks and throat-provoking lyrics reflecting his evolution as an artist, reports say the album is set for release on July 28. And still on entertainment, Ant Hill Studio has announced the official release date for its latest projection titled Mikolo, directed by Niyi Akinmolayan. The upcoming project is a family event on August 18, 2023. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtv.ng. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at SpectrumT Online, all as one word.